Trinity families. Today was the first day of class. Parents love capturing these milestone moments, but before you post that photo online, take a moment to think about what's in the frame.
Details like your kid's school name, the grade, or classroom can unintentionally reveal personal information. I am so guilty of this. Oh, we've got some great experts joining us for this conversation. From the FBI, we have Assistant Special Agent in Charge Christopher Giordano and Community Outreach Specialist Felicia Travato. Thank you both for joining us. Before we started, Mikey and I showed you our interest in your field. This is so cool to have you. But speaking of back to school, specifically the chalkboards that we write on every single year, and we're so excited to do so. We're also proud that we didn't forget to do so. There's a lot of information that we're revealing here, and I know that we should be drawing these back, correct?
So maybe not the chalkboard, but maybe posting it online.
Okay.
That's the problem. So I know earlier you spoke about you wanted to capture these moments because if not you, then who is going to do that? And there is nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with posting on social media. The problem is not everyone on social media wishes you and your family to be well.
Right.
And the more information you put out there is the more information that they're going to be able to use to their benefit. And it's anything from abducting children to sextortion to financial extortion to anything under the sun. They will utilize that information to gain the trust of a child to say, oh yeah, I know your mom so-and-so, she got in an accident, please come with me, So the less is more. There's nothing wrong with putting on their first day of school. Maybe not put on their dates of birth,
right?
And this is the, and stuff a grade in school that it's not hard to figure out what bus that kid is going to be driving.
What school they go to.
What school they go to, yeah.
And let's be honest, it's not just friends and family who is seeing this information. I mean, anyone can view it, and you don't even realize who's watching and who's taking notes about your kid. Just to expound on what he said, what are some things that you really should avoid posting that you might not even be thinking about?
Where you take your pictures, right? So if you're posting in front of your house, the other day I saw a parent, they had their child in front of their house with the house number. And you know what, by the location the picture was taken, you could see where they were. So it's things like that, not just the child, not just the information, but the context clues of the location you're posting that picture, right? Are you posting it in front of the school? Some people love to post, my kid's first day of school. Well, be careful about posting in front of the school. Does the school sign right there? Does it say, what school it is? So these are things, as parents, we don't think about right off the bat because we're so excited.
Right.
We want, our kids to go off to school and be happy. But again, you put them in some danger when you put context clues that people can gain where they are.
And this is so true, and this is unrelated, and I know that we're in the public eye, but I had this experience where I just posted like a corner of my house and the corner of the house that's right next to mine, and somebody messaged me, and they knew exactly what street I was on. There was no address that was shown or anything. So the point is, people are really paying attention.
Yep, we have a lot of social engineering issues where your information is out there.
Yeah.
Right? If you have a bank account, if you have signed up for a newspaper, your information is out there. So people are using that, tracking you on social media, and then socially engineering themselves to make themselves marketable for not only adults, but children. And maybe they're looking up your children on Fortnite. Maybe they're looking your children up on Roblox, right? This is a long game, and it's unfortunately, people's full-time job to track down children.
Oh, God. Well, and I mean, speaking of the kids, how can we keep our kids safe online? Because there's a lot that we can do as parents and as adults, right that behavior, but what about them?
Be engaged. That is the thing that we can say is know what your child's social media footprint is, know who they're speaking with, because not everybody they're speaking with is actually the person that they think they are. People will catfish all the time. That's how a lot of child predators or sextortion individuals get a hold of these kids, because they pose as, I'm talking to a 16-year-old high school boy, and I'm posing as a 16-year-old high school female on there. So they don't realize that this is what's going on. So you have to have these conversations with the kids. We're not here to scare people from doing that, because social media can be a phenomenal thing to utilize. for instance, my family's 300 miles away. They don't get to see my kids as much as they would like to. So, you know, my wife posting stuff on social media, that gets them out there to see, hey, this is their grandkids' first day of school or whatever it may be. But you have to be engaged with your kids.
Absolutely.
Yes. Such important information.
It
Not
is.
scary, but things that you need to know.
Think twice. Do it for their safety and your families. Thank you so much for this info.
Absolutely.
It's
No
problem.
awesome.
Thank
The FBI isn't just about investigations. It's also about education.
Yeah, though it's Teen and Youth Academy. High school students get a hands-on look at the inside workings of the FBI, learn leadership skills and more. Christopher Giordano and Felicia Travato are back with us. And we're also joined by Special Agent Mackenzie Monarco. That just sounds so cool, right?
So
Her
cool.
name, right? So tell us a little bit about Teen Academy and what you guys do there.
Yeah, so Teen Academy is a great program. We bring in high school students from around the area. We give them sort of that look behind the FBI curtain. And part of that day is they learn some of the forensic techniques that we get to use whenever we are actually out processing crime scenes.
And how long have you been with the FBI?
Just over 19 years.
Gosh, just.
We already interviewed Mackenzie and all of our wonderful guests prior to this. We're really nebby about this specific field.
Wonderful.
But I know that we're not the only ones that have a special interest in
Yes.
exactly what you guys do. So what exactly are we looking at here?
Yeah, so today we're going to show you a couple of techniques whenever we are lifting what we call latent fingerprints. It's when you are not able to necessarily see it with your naked eye, but sometimes we will use flashlights at an angle or other specialized lighting with different colors to help illuminate
I saw
the latent
fingerprints
prints.
there.
Yep. And then
Put her
we're going to
in.
use, right? We're going to use our traditional technique first with our fingerprint powder brush. Just very, very lightly. You can always add more. It doesn't take much, just the tiniest bit, and you just barely want to let.
Good?
Yep,
Chris, is
that's
that good? Did I? Okay, I don't know.
She's a pro.
It's like, oh, we'll work on it.
And then just very lightly brush. Take your brush. So you don't want to twist because that can actually damage the fingerprint.
there we go.
Perfect, fantastic. So yeah, it allows us to actually see that fingerprint.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a big crime scene here. I
Yes.
told you I watch too much TV. So do you have to go into a crime scene and essentially do this on every surface that you think may have been touched?
If it's important to the case,
Okay.
yes, potentially. If we are trying to place a person at a particular crime scene, things like fingerprints, shoe prints are going to be very important in doing that.
All right, and so why should students apply to something like this? I mean, I understand that if you have an exact interest
Sure.
in this, but what if you don't? Like, what are some things that some life lessons that you can learn from just going through this camp?
Yeah, I think it's just a great eye-opening experience. Most people don't meet someone who's ever worked for the FBI, and you don't necessarily grow up thinking about becoming an FBI agent or intel analyst. And it just helps to open up those doors in their minds to other types of opportunities, whether they want to be an agent, an intel analyst, like I said. We also have the FBI laboratory in Quantico, Virginia, where individuals who are very good in science, chemistry, biology, we need all types of people and all types of backgrounds to really make all of this happen.
Absolutely. And Felicia, where and why, again, do you think that teens should apply? Is this something that they can just take with them forever? And do you accept almost 40-year-olds?
I mean, I'm sure we could work out a deal.
Okay, cool.
You know, it's a great experience, and it's at our Monroeville facility where they actually get to be up close and personal with our SWAT team, our ERT team, our special agents, analysts, support staff. They will learn so much, and I'm still in contact with students who started 4 years ago who have actually changed the trajectory of their college because they said, oh, FBI doesn't just hire criminal justice majors or psychologists. They want people who are passionate about, you know, different parts of the world. And so it's such a diversified you know, job role. So we try to educate kids on different ways they can join the FBI and what they can learn. And so again, just a real quick story. We had an art history, she just loved art history and she didn't want to join because she was like, I couldn't do art history. Well, we have an art repatriation unit that goes out and finds stolen artwork. And when she heard that, I mean, that's what she's doing now. So you know, it's such a unique experience.
Oh, there's just a lot of talents and skills that can translate into the FBI. Kelly, we're in.
I mean, we're full body chills here. I fingerprinted. I can Google like a champ. I have a little more work to do. This has been awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to you all. All right, to learn more about, I could use this to look. Okay,
Look at that.
All right, to learn more about the Teen and Youth Academy, head to kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.